I got my service dog. Okay, so how did I get Weller? Back in 2023, well, from summer of 22 on until about January of 25, I worked at a Girl Scout camp that is actually no longer in business as of May of 26. And I loved it there. It was in Armuchee, Georgia, up in the North Hills of Georgia. I loved it so much. But with it being up in the mountains, a lot of people would come and dump their dogs. We got a lot of dump dogs. And at one point I was like, I think I want a dog. And my boss at the time went, oh, well, I have 6. And so she's like, which one do you want? And I said, I don't really care. I'll take any of them. And so I went to her house on the 28th because she lived on property, and here he came. She put him outside, and he was right there looking at me. I don't know a whole bunch about him. I know they had, where the camp was right, like pretty much right where the dogs would get dumped. It was pretty close because they'd always find their way because it was summer camp. We did 3 seasons events, so people would still be there, there'd still be food, and they'd come and get that food from the big dumpsters. I think he was only loose for like a week because nobody really saw him. They saw him a few times the week before I got him. However, something that I couldn't believe when they told me, when he was captured, he thrashed about and growled at them. And Weller, he doesn't even growl. Like, I've only ever heard him growl like maybe 3 times in the entire like 4 years I've had him. And so he spent most of his days, most of his weeks at the Girl Scout camp. Every once in a while when I worked there, I would bring him back to my college dorm, and he'd spend like a week or 2 with me. It's a miracle I did not get kicked out of the dorms. He would come and hang out, he'd sleep. He had a crate under my bed that he'd sleep in. I had a giant crate for him, about the same size as his one now, which is probably why he loves caves. Like, he loves to go under things. It's like a safe space. And he would come hang out, and every weekend, if he didn't come with me, I would train with him there when I got there. If he came with me, we'd work all throughout the week. He had this horrible little tiny service dog vest that he would wear. I got it on Amazon. It was his first ever vest for like $20. And he was so sweet. And she told me that he growled at people, and I was like, him? Weller? There's no way Weller growled at people. Weller doesn't growl. And then, so I'd bring him sometimes up to Kentucky. He spent a lot of snow up there. That's how he learned snow existed. He loves me. It's just one of his favorite things in the entire world. He has been to Keeneland a few times. He loves horse races. Penguins. That's not a thing we learned in Kentucky. That's a thing we learned at the Georgia Aquarium. We went in the penguin tunnel, and I'll have to find the picture and put it in here. His face, him and the penguin are looking at each other. They're both like, what is that? And I think it's really cute. And then, so I was not hired back for summer of 25 for this summer camp, which was fine. I hadn't worked there since January anyway. So I texted my mom and I was like, hey, remember this dog that I have at camp? Since we won't be going back to camp, I do need to get him. Would he be able to spend the summer at our house? She was all on board. My mother loved the idea of Weller. She was a little worried that he was feral because he was a dump dog, a mountain dog. At this time, she wasn't aware that he had lived in my dorm room with me for some, like, 2 weeks at a time or a week or two. So she didn't know how much work had went into him. So she was a little worried because we have a geriatric old man who doesn't like dogs smelling his butt. I know, that's like how dogs say hi. Barkley does not tolerate it. Barkley hates it. He growls, he does not enjoy it at all. And like, fair, set boundaries, Barkley. So my mom was a little worried about that. My dad said absolutely not. My dad wanted nothing to do with Weller, which it's so funny now because he loves Weller. He says goodbye to him every time we leave. 4 days before I went down there during our month-long break from the Stampede, my mom came up here to go to Dollywood with me, and Weller was just, and my dad literally texted and went, guess you get to see Weller and I don't. We were going home in 4 days. In 4 days. She came up that Friday, our last show was Sunday. I left on Monday. Quite literally would have seen me in 4 days. Not even me, seen the dog in 4 days. And he was like, guess I should go 4 more days without the dog. It's 4 days. But now he loves him. And Weller loves Grandma and Grandpa's house. He loves Grandma and Grandpa's house so much. He steals Barkley's toys, which really just irritates Barkley. Barkley, he doesn't love him, he more so tolerates him. And we like to say that, because there were several times over the summer that I flew to go see my boyfriend, and at one point we went and saw orcas. We went to SeaWorld, and Weller, we like to say Weller went up to Barkley and was like, I was on a plane, like 10,000 feet in the sky, and I saw a whale shark and an orca, and Barkley's over there going, what? You saw what? Because Barkley's very anxious. Barkley has no tolerance for anything, actually. And so we lived at home all of last summer, and then we got a job up in Tennessee, so we moved up here, and we go back down to Georgia all the time, and he loves it.